everybody, my name is Benjamin Bloom and I have just witnessed Aston Villa 2, Bolton 0. Dean Smith gets his second win as Aston Villa manager and Bolton fall further down towards that kind of bottom five where they just seem to be inexorably heading since their excellent start. Here is what happened at a rather cold Villa Park. Villa line up 4-1, 4-1. Nyland in goal across the back. Hutton, Tuanzebe, Chester, Taylor. Hourihane is sitting in front as the holding midfielder stroke deep line playmaker. Although when you have Jack Grealish in your team, there's only really going to be one playmaker. Adoma down the right. McGinn with the aforementioned Grealish in the centre of midfield. Kodja down the left, somewhat out of position, as we'll go on to. Abraham up front leading the line. Bolton 4-4-1-1, so no holding guy for them in midfield, but I guess two quite deep midfielders. Anik in goal, Alkowski, Wheater, Hobbs, Taylor are the back four. Noon down the right, Buckley down the left, Williams and Lowe in the centre of midfield. Otzuma sat just in front of them as an advanced playmaker, with Donaldson up front on his own. And no sooner has the game started, Aston Villa take the lead with the first real action. It's 3 minutes into the game. It's fed into Abraham up front. He holds it up and it is the left back, Taylor, has come out with him and he manages to engage Taylor and then he rolls him, turns inside. Grealish has moved into Abraham's position that he's vacated. Grealish makes the run. Abraham plays the ball through and is into that gap in between the back four and the keeper. Out comes Anik. Grealish speeds through. He gets a really good first touch, right footed, which takes him round Anik, but not too far wide. On he moves to the ball, he hits it first time right footed, reasonably difficult angle, but no sweat for Grealish. In with probably, I don't know, a couple of feet to spare. It's a really good goal. This is how one up front should be played. When that guy receives the ball, people should be flooding past him. That's exactly what Grealish does. And from that point onwards, it's a really good ball, a really good first touch, and a really decent finish to unlock all of it. Good play by Abraham for this. Is good play by Grealish, and exactly the sort of start you wanted to get to this game, so Bolton cannot sit in and have to come out a little bit, and that they do actually. Adoma in off the left on 13. He shoots right footed from the edge. It flies wide. Adoma and Kodja swapped rings pretty quickly in this game. I don't know quite what the thinking was, but they didn't last long the way round I said them at the beginning. Buckley gets behind Tuanzebe. Donaldson alone in the box. He's on the back stick, but Buckley can't quite find the cross. Villa, I had to say, looked a bit more fluid than I've seen them before. Abraham was coming short. Grealish and McGinn moving round. Like I said, Kodja and Adoma had swapped wings. The fullbacks are trying to go forward. Only really the pivot, Hourihane there, and the two centre-backs stay in holding position, which is what we'd seen under Steve Bruce for the previous couple of seasons. I have to say, though, probably three of that back four didn't look that comfortable playing out from the back. Big ball down the line on 20. Puts Buckley in a good spot on the left wing. Cuts in on his right side. Beautiful crossing for Donaldson here. Makes a nuisance of himself. It drops down. It's inside the penalty box, maybe about 8 yards out to the right-hand side. Otzuma's coming onto it, but he's coming onto it and he's just got to kind of move off to his right. He gets his feet in a bit of a mess. The ball's bouncing. He doesn't get a good connection on the shot. It's a scuffy shot across and Nyland makes the save. Good chance there. Any clean hit from that distance and that is a goal. Really good chance for Bolton and for Otzuma there. On 23, Noon wins a free kick wide right. In by Otzuma. They clear the first one out, but it's worked back out to Otzuma. He stands his man up. Beautiful floating cross on the run here. Hobbs has moved to the back post. Heads it back across past Nyland, and it's a brilliant clearance off the goal line, running back. I'm pretty sure it's Hourihane. Sorry if I'm wrong about that. I've only seen it once. Hooks it away. Nyland's beaten. Hobbs thought he'd scored. Another great chance for Bolton. On 27, Grealish, dancing feet, 30 yards out, shifts it right, hits the shot, bounces it in front of Anik, who has to really watch that one and push that one right. Good save. I think that one was going in the corner. Hutton forward, lovely 1-2 by him on 29 with McGinn into the box from the right hand side, crosses that one first time. Codger's spare behind Abraham. He tries some odd flamboyant volley thing and puts it way over. It looked like he could attack that and header that, but yeah, not the best choice there from Codger. Hourihane feeds in the free kick, left-footed here. Chester heads it into the net, but he is offside. Bolton holding a very high line on the edge of the box there. Villa trying to do that thing where Adoma stands offside. I think it just confused the Villa players, and Chester is offside. Hutton with a silly foul on Buckley. Zuma puts in another good delivery. Donaldson gets a flick near post. Noon's arriving in at the back post. Villa defender converges on the ball with him, and it kind of trickles wide. Another set play chance there. Olkowski clears out Grealish on 41. He takes a yellow card. That probably is the 5th foul on Grealish at that point. On 42, McGinn holds off Donaldson. He drives forward down the right, chips the ball, floats it into the back post. Codger again does a strange sort of volley thing. It goes up in the air. I think Abraham's there. He can't force it in, and McGinn ends up running in on his own initial cross and stoops down and heads it into the side. Now, good industry from McGinn there, but again, not the composure from Codger you'd want to see if you're a Villa fan. Hourihane sticks in another free kick. Codger glances this one right. Half time, good half that. I enjoyed that. Villa, quick start. They played through and they made it count. And to quote Ian Wright, you don't know when your chance is going to come. 3rd minute or 83rd minute, their chance came on the 3rd minute, and Grealish tucked it in. And then I have to say, from about 15 to 25, Bolton were well on top. They had good threat down the sides with Noon and Buckley. Donaldson was a nuisance. Zuma was created, and they looked fairly solid. The 6 guys, the back 4 and the 2 midfielders there, they showed a bit more adventure than I thought they would. Maybe that was because they'd gone a goal down. Villa came into it a bit more as the half ended, had that offside goal. Codger just doesn't look overly comfortable sort of playing in that left-sided attacking position, Codger. Second half, Bolton get caught out straight away. It looks like they've been instructed to press right from the start of the half, and it's a straight ball down the side. Abraham is in the middle. Codger's got it. He's running in. He delays. They've got him worked out there. They show him his left foot and he doesn't want it, and he can't pick Abraham out. Should have gone first time. Left foot ahead of Abraham, and he just strokes that one in. But again, poor decision making by Codger. 46, great chance for Bolton to keep the ball well. Every time they keep the ball and play another pass, they flood the box a little bit more. It goes from right to left, falls perfectly for Noon. He's pounced on it. The defence are wrong-footed. He gets the shot in, and Nyland makes a point-blank save there. As I say, Bolton pressing very aggressively, knowing that Villa are not going to play out. Bolton are getting the territory, but as Villa break clear, they win a free kick and they manage to go 2-0 up at quite a dangerous point in the game for them. So all the set plays seemed to have been taken by Hourihane, but it's Hourihane and Grealish. I must just add that the Bolton players weren't happy with this set play. It was Williams took man and ball, but you just got to be careful if you're a defensive midfielder nowadays. If you go in and there's any sign of quote endangering the opponent or whatnot, you know, even if you do take the ball but you throw yourself into the tackle, that they're going to pull you up for dangerous play or whatever the wording is. So Hourihane's there, but Grealish is there this time. Hourihane's taken all the free kicks. Grealish wants this one. It's off to the right hand side. The wall's up. Short run up from Grealish. He doesn't really look. He's just going to curve it into the area, into the 6-yard box, back post area, and he does it absolutely beautifully. Curves it over. I don't think Chester really has to jump. He arrives at the back post. The keeper can't come. It's a perfectly placed delivery. Grealish shows his quality again, and Villa are 2-0 2-0 up on 57 minutes. Perfect time for them to score as Bolton were just getting going in the second half then. 61, Grealish, beautiful run in from the left, almost horizontal run into the box. As soon as he gets in there, no one wants to touch him. He runs sort of towards the middle of the goal now, hits it right-footed, first shot's blocked, and in comes McGinn. He takes the second shot, but Bolton players throwing themselves there to make the block there from McGinn. On 67, Dyer comes in for Buckley. I thought Buckley showed good quality at times, but it's a hard old gig on the counter playing out wide. You don't get very much of the ball and you have to make the most of it when you do. Big diagonal on 68 for Codger to chase again. He's not strong enough on his left foot. He tries to volley for goal this time and be a bit more decisive. Shanks it high, wide and handsome there. 69, Hurahan cross from the left-hand side. Abraham up at the back post, falls down to Adoma. Clever improvisation here, easy for me to say. Overhead kicks it, but it doesn't get much power, but that said, he has to lay back and he keeps it down as much as he can and it just falls onto the roof of the net. That was unlucky, that good instinctive play by him there. Big McGuinness comes in for Donaldson, who did look a threat up front, playing that lone thrower for Bolton up there on his own. Noon, 71, in off the right. Fish shot by him, left-footed. 25-yarder that one, not far wide. Balassi comes in for Adoma. He's going to play down the right. Grealish blazes one over on 76. He had a bit of space, and given the standards he's set for the 2 goals, he's expecting to hit the target there. Deutsch comes in on 77 for Otzuma, who had also shown quality there, but Bolton are going to go 2 up front and presumably try and be a bit more direct and just hit McGuinness and Deutsch play off in there. Wheater, yellow on Balassi, quite funny one, that one. Wheater and Balassi in a foot race is only going to end up either with Wheater biting the dust or getting a yellow card. There you go. Hogan in for Abraham, he put in a good shift. Noon takes the yellow on Balassi. He has great pace, Balassi. I'm not sure I've seen him play before, but yeah, massive acceleration. Real good guy to bring on at the point they did to stretch the game there. 84, great play by Bolton here. Olkowski comes forward, the right back. He threads it into Williams. It's good, decisive, you know, the sort of pass that forces you to go forward. Williams receives it, he then moves forward. Deutsch makes the run, you wonder whether they can pick him out, and he feeds through a lovely ball. Deutsch gets a good first touch as well. He's in on goal, in on Nyland, into the box, and Tuan Zebi just takes it off his toe at the end there as he's about to pull the trigger. That was 84 minutes. That goal could have made for an interesting last 6 minutes plus stoppage time. Hurahan long ranger comfortably over after good work by Balassi and Grealish. 88, how did Bolton not score from this one? Williams again threads Deutsch through. This time he's onside and he's got time and he's got it under control. He's almost got too much time. He comes in and I'm just begging McGuinness, make a run, and he seems to hold back and delay, and it's all very indecisive. In the end it goes across from Deutsch. Nothing doing there, but Noon's coming in at the back post. Noon stands it up, lovely cross, and McGuinness, it's just a bit of a weak header, just kind of the faintest of touches wide. Bolton should have scored in this game. At least 1 goal, all these chances I've reeled off here. 89 minutes, Whelan comes in for Grealish. I kind of chuckled to myself. Grealish slows the game down in a really good way. Whelan in a slightly different way than Grealish does. So shoring it up there, Dean Smith. 90 plus 3, big boot up to Wheater. He stays up from a corner, heads that one across to McGuinness, who turns as quickly as McGuinness can. He's not the fastest of players. Gets as much as he can on the shot, and it's floating and it goes just wide. The last action of the game there. So Villa get the win. Dean Smith will be really, really pleased. His 2nd win. I guess both of them have come at home. Yeah, Swansea and Bolton obviously today. Clean sheets in both as well. Villa don't look close to getting Dean Smith's ideas just yet. So there's a long way for them to go, but lots of encouraging signs. I would say half of the staff there appear to be getting what he's asking already in respects of keeping the ball and slow build up and moving forward in numbers together like we've seen Brentford do the past couple of years. I would suggest there's some problem areas that you're probably going to see addressed in January. The fullbacks, Hutton doesn't want to be making the play. He wants to bomb forward and be running onto something and use his stamina and running power, and doesn't seem too comfortable on the ball. Seems to want to hit the front man or run onto something. And Taylor seemed very reluctant to go forward. So the fullbacks there. Tuanzebe looked all right on the ball. Chester less so. And I have to say the goalie for Villa might need replacing at some point, unless they're going to stick with him. I think he's a young guy, but that didn't look great. Otherwise, I think they've got quality in other areas, although Adoma and Codger need to adjust to the style that they're playing now, and Codger didn't really look comfortable as a wide guy. I think they're trying to shoehorn him into the team, but there's really only one place up front, and that looks like Abraham's got that covered. Wouldn't be surprised to see Barbe and Dalsgaard from Brentford are both good fullbacks. That's me putting 2 and 2 together. Wouldn't be surprised to see one of those come in. But some signs of encouragement for Villa. They certainly look a bit more fluid as we expect, but I do think they will lose a few games getting to grips with this. I think a few teams might catch them out. In terms of Bolton, they were better than I expected them to be, and it was almost like that early goal. I suspect they were going to try and stick for a while and you know, try and gradually come out. It was almost like that early goal forced the issue a bit, and I thought they were actually quite good from 15 to 25 minutes, but they're not clinical enough up front. Zuma had the chance where he scuffed it. Hobbs didn't convert from the set play, and then, like we said, in the second half, the chances for Doige and for Noon, and they should have scored in this game, but didn't have the quality up front. They seem to be set up the right way for their personnel. They've got big guys, Donaldson and McGuinness up front. Wide players are good at crossing. The two centre midfielders look decent and industrious, and you know, they're fairly long in the tooth Championship players, but they're on a very bad run now, and I know I think it's probably one win in 11 possibly, which will be one win in 12 now. So I think they're going to be entering that 5-team mini league at the bottom. Ipswich, Hull, Reading, Rotherham. I think Bolton are going to end up in there once Millwall and Preston surge up a little bit. So I think Bolton just need to be, it's fairly obvious, a bit more clinical up the goal scoring end, and that's really the chief criticism of them today. I'm going to head back home now. Actually, I think I'm going to go to the chip shop, but there you go. If you are a Villa fan, let me know what you think, how Dean Smith is progressing. Have I got it right? Let me know in the comments. If you are a Bolton fan, am I right? Are you going to end up in a bottom 5 battle? And is it as simple as the front end and getting that goal scoring going? Let me know what you think in the comments. Please be civil. We know how YouTube can be. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you really enjoyed it, there'll be plenty more coverage like this. So why not subscribe? That would do me a real solid. Lots of people have already. Join the other subscribers and get involved in the Championship debate here and on all my other videos. Follow me on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom. Thank you very much for watching. I will not be at Ipswich Preston tomorrow, but I will be back on Sunday with the Championship review. Over and out.